What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Ross Customs. And today we're doing another video. Of course, today's actually the EPR International carbon fiber duckbill spoiler installation video. Originally, when I was gonna make it, I was just gonna do instructions on when I installed mine and kind of just had some pictures lying around. But we actually have somebody who's local to me here in California who bought the same spoiler, and he's coming down. We're gonna install it with him, so that way you guys have a good step-by-step instruction video. So right now, I'm just kind of waiting for him to pull up. We're gonna do it out back because HOA is super strict. But yeah, we'll get right on it once he gets here. Alrighty guys, so before we get started with this installation, here's a few things you're gonna need in order to do this properly. Number one, you're gonna need some 3M auto body panel tape. I got this from AutoZone for about 20 bucks, and this one roll will be enough, so definitely don't need to worry about that. You're gonna need some Goo Gone to remove any extra adhesive from the OEM spoiler after we remove it. You're also gonna need this blade to cut any squares off of the 3M tape, but also to remove the red backing of the tape. I know I usually have a problem with it, so this knife usually kind of makes that easier. You're also gonna need this heat gun, as it's gonna remove the main adhesive from the OEM spoiler, but also it'll melt that 3M tape once we put it on the carbon fiber spoiler. You're also going to need this dental floss, as this might actually help separate the OEM spoiler from the trunk. You're also going to need this panel pin remover, as underneath the trunk there is a felt cover that you're going to have to remove some pins for in order to get under. You're also going to need this ratchet and an extension and a 10mm socket, and then also some scissors in case that knife doesn't work, and a nice clean microfiber towel. Other things you're going to need that I forgot to list here on screen: you're going to need some painter's tape in order to shape where you want that spoiler to go before you completely tape it on, and also some wax in order to clean off the trunk lid and the carbon fiber spoiler before putting any tape on either one. So now that we got all the materials laid out, let's get started. Alrighty guys, so he just pulled up. First things first, you're going to want to get the trunk open like we have right here. We're going to use the panel remover tool, and basically what you're going to do is there's these little plastic push pins all around the trunk, and you're going to take them all off so we can remove the trunk liner, because we need to get under here because there's two 10mm bolts that you got to remove in order to take the spoiler off. So we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of real quick. Okay, so actually I lied. We're gonna leave these bottom three on right here. You only need to take off these top ones. So once you move this thing, you can see there's one bolt right back there, and the other bolt is right back there. All right, so after we got the two bolts off, now it's time to remove, come on, bro. It's time to remove the OEM spoiler. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna use a heat gun, some dental floss, and some strength. We're just gonna rip this off. So that way we can clean it up and put on the carbon fiber spoiler. So let's get to it. Fun fact, you should never format your SD card until you're certain you have all the footage from your camera over there to your computer, which might seem like common sense, but to a guy like me, I'm dumb and I forgot to do that. But long story short, in the video, we're actually using the dental floss to try to take off the spoiler. We didn't actually have to do that. We just straight up ripped it out with manpower, and then we just used the heat gun and the goof off to remove the rest of the adhesive. So that's really all you have to do. So we'll go ahead and skip to the next parts where I'm actually using the heat gun and the goof off to remove the adhesive, and then I'll also wax the trunk lid in order to make it nice and clean. So we'll see you guys in the next couple clips. About 20 minutes later, maybe 30, we got all the adhesive off. So you saw we used the heat gun, and then I used some Goo Gone or goof off, whatever works, just to get all the adhesive removed. And then I just used some car wax to clean off the rest of the area, so that way it's good for a clean installation. So the next step is to place the spoiler on the trunk. We're not going to put the tape on it just yet. We're going to place it there, and you're going to use your painter's tape or masking tape to kind of outline it. I mean, I'll show y'all, but you want to have a position set up first before you put the 3M panel tape. Otherwise, you might not get it centered. So we're going to go do that next step. So you can see here, we put the painter's tape right there. We just kind of lined it up, and then we have him hold it so we can outline it. So now we're gonna put the 3M panel tape on the bottom of the carbon fiber spoiler, and then we can place it on right there since it's perfectly lined up. And then we just gotta use the heat gun and get it stuck on there. So what you're gonna do next You're gonna take the 3M adhesive tape. First, you're gonna clean off the bottom of the spoiler. You just want it to have a nice clean area. And then we're gonna pretty much outline the outside of the spoiler with the red tape. And then you're gonna leave some of it off, which I'll show you once we get there. You see we have the 3M tape all lined up around. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take off one side. On this side, we're gonna peel it about halfway. Same thing for the other side, and then same thing for these two little pieces on the ends. And then that way we can set it down and then just peel the rest of it off, use the heat gun and finish it up. And just like that, after hitting it with the heat gun, this thing is on the vehicle. There's no way this thing is coming off. You can see I'm literally trying to get it off. This thing is on there perfectly fine. I waxed it down just to kind of give it that last little shine. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the trunk. Those holes where the plastic push pins went and the 10mm bolts, we're gonna cut off little squares of that 3M tape. We're just gonna put it there so that way that'll prevent any water from coming in. And then this installation is done. So at this point, we're gonna use the ratchet extension. You can see you cut out little squares of the tape just like that. And then each of those holes where the plastic push pins went and those 10mm bolts, we're just gonna place it up in there, again, to prevent any water from getting in its trunk. The tape on there should do fine, but we just wanna be extra secure just in case. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and put this on, and then I'll show you guys the aftermath or whatever. And then he's pretty much good to go. So just to show you guys what we did. So right in there, if you can see it, there's one there, right there in the middle, right there, and then over here as well. All those little square pieces of tape will cover each of those holes. So that way you have double protection, no water or rain's getting in there for sure. So now our last and final step is to put the pins back into the trunk liner, and Aiden's all good to go. And just like that, his carbon fiber duckbill spoiler from EPR International is completely installed. Once again, looks very similar to mine because it's the same exact thing, but it only took us about maybe like an hour and a half or so. And I think it came out great. Like I said, pretty easy install. Hopefully you guys, if you have one of your own, it was easier to do now that you have some instructions, because I know there's not really a whole lot of videos out there how to do it. So glad we made this video for you. Anyways, guys, this is Aiden here.
How's it going, guys?
He came out here to have me help him out with this carbon fiber duckbill install. He seems to be pretty happy with it, and he's been a fan of my YouTube channel, so he said, he hit me up, so I was in SoCal as well. Always happy to help you guys if you guys have anything like this to get done. We made a video, of course, so maybe you don't have to come to me, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. Aiden, do you have anything you want to say, bro?
No, just hit him up. If you guys have got any questions about the car, that's how I even met him. I hit him up, asked him about the wing. He offered to help me out with it. I don't know, I was down, we're both in SoCal, so it was really appreciative of him to help me out. So
there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys, when you're installing this, if you're watching to install it, hopefully it's easy for you, just as it was for us. And once again, Aiden, thank you so much for coming out, bro. Nice to meet you.
Appreciate it.
And he's got a long drive back.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
I didn't tell him to say that, but thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next video.